Hello, everyone. Welcome to Change and Thrive. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Heckelman, founder and CEO of WLH Consulting and Learning Solutions. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and select the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss an episode. 2 weeks ago, we introduced our ABCs of leadership for all times in response to our ongoing research, the pandemic, and the upswelling of social justice demands, which has created business and humanitarian challenges unlike any we have ever faced. This unique moment in time requires a new set of leadership imperatives with great potential beyond this crisis. This really is the new way of working when you think about leadership capabilities. Collectively, these behaviors enable leaders to inspire followership and drives the organization's strategic and cultural priorities to achieve financial performance now and in the future. They also inform and expand upon each other in a way that, although important independently, collectively, they are incredibly powerful. So today, I am pleased to welcome back Dr. Loretta Cate, who is a member of the WLH team and co-leader of our WILL initiative. Welcome back, Loretta.
Hi, Wendy. Thank you. And I'm so glad to be here with you again today. You know, during this series, we're focusing on the critical business driver capabilities that I've referred to as the non-negotiable skills leaders at all levels must demonstrate to survive and thrive during the pandemic. And as you said earlier, with great implications beyond that. So our ABCs of leaders for all times are agility, breakthrough thinking, collaboration that is bold and intentional, dare to execute higher aspirations, and empathy and inclusive leadership.
Oh, thank you, Loretta. You know, when we think about where we are in this moment in time, we need entire industries have been pivoting to face today's challenges. It's now really the time to rewrite the playbook on how things are done. So last week, we focused on agility, which is that foundation for the non-negotiable leadership skills. That the second one that's built upon that is really breakthrough thinking. And breakthrough thinking is the ability to look outside and see what's happening in the external environment and come up with innovative solutions and bring them back. So leaders who demonstrate breakthrough thinking, they creatively solve for pain points and unforeseen obstacles of the future. They innovate to address unmet needs. They harness the creativity of others, and they look to streamline processes for increased efficiency.
Wendy, you and I both know that the leaders who are rising above the swirl are those who are inspiring bolder aspirations and agile ways of working. So to catalyze breakthrough thinking, leaders must set bold ambitions. They must make tough choices and mobilize resources at scale. This is critical at a time when transformational growth is needed to defend against the business disruptions that you've indicated and we're all seeing right now as a result of the pandemic.
Absolutely. And you know, in addition to the research we conducted over the last few years, right, we're seeing a strong positive correlation between the ability to set a bold yet plausible aspiration for innovation and the ability to make some tough resource allocation choices about people and the funds required to seize financial outperformance. These are areas where companies' top leaders play a unique and disproportionate role in creating change.
As you know, this is one of the things that I've been concerned about over the years regarding leadership development strategies, because they routinely fail to yield leaders who have these strong business driver capabilities. If you think about prior to the pandemic, those companies that invested in assessments to determine readiness for leaders, business driver capabilities weren't showing up strong. And it was regardless of gender or age or any other variable. They just weren't that strong. So in addition, the recent research revealed that despite the high importance that executives place on innovation, fewer than 25% said they were involved in setting innovative targets and budgets. So to survive and thrive beyond the pandemic, leaders are going to have a shift in their mindset as well as their management approach.
You're completely right. I mean, and the question is really, how does breakthrough thinking lead to innovation? And what does that look like in day-to-day practice? I mean, this is where we often see the connection between agility and breakthrough thinking, because we know that an agile leader should be constantly scanning the external environment and then examine their organization to anticipate the needs and pivot. So as a result, they quickly identify those existing pain points and they demonstrate innovative thinking, inventive thinking by bringing new ideas to the table to help their company make it through the unforeseen obstacles at the present moments, and then look forward to the day that they're going to just be strategically innovating when we come back to a different normal. In addition, they reimagine the future. That's really key. They set bold aspirations that we've been talking about. So they're using breakthrough thinking to address patient, customer challenges and deliver innovative solutions for unmet needs.
You know, I'm starting to see this weave of coherence we keep talking about that threads all of these to activate each one of them. And here we're starting to lean in to dare to achieve bolder aspirations. So you make a great point, because breakthrough thinking is not just about creativity and generating ideas. We see this all too often when leaders take up and talk about the importance of innovation as a catalyst for growth, but then they fail to act when it comes to shifting people, assets, and management attention in support of these best ideas. I think what happens is they tend to focus too much on near-term improvements or what they consider high certainty efforts, and not enough on potential breakthroughs or forms of innovation that are less certain.
That's true. And it's often that these less certain initiatives hold the greater potential to generate sustainable new sources of growth and outsized returns. Okay, so these are really the leaders that scan the external environment, look for the opportunity, and then come back in and come up with strategies, like you said, that are innovative and truly breakthrough. And I want to share an example of one of our clients. As many of our audience know, we work a lot in the pharmaceutical industry. And we were working with a global pharmaceutical company who was keenly aware of the shifting ecosystem, really the landscape, and the importance of these large integrated delivery networks, known affectionately as IDNs. And IDNs are faced with increasing quality, reducing costs, and improving the patient experience. We're seeking partners to provide solutions. And the IDN leaders are really looking for pharma companies to come forward with value-based healthcare solutions that are beyond the pill and can demonstrate improved outcomes. And that's really moving from our product-centered strategies to value-added solutions that requires this strategic account mindset where the objective is to co-create value. And pharma companies that are partnering to create and validate and execute these innovative solutions with objectives like shortening time to diagnosis, improving patient adherence, monitoring vitals from a distance, are really leading to breakthrough solutions where pharma and IDNs and technology companies and others can partner together. So this is a good example of breakthrough thinking. Pharma coming to the table to co-create value for these IDNs so they meet them where they are and help them really solve important issues.
Wendy, that's a perfect example of going beyond, as you said, product focus and leveraging breakthrough thinking to help customers solve for unmet needs. It's also true that leaders have to be able to shape strategy based on critical thought and analysis of the evolving and complex care marketplace, but always with that future focus. The leaders who are again standing out during the pandemic are anticipating how emerging business trends and industry challenges will impact not only their business, but their customers, so that they can develop strategies to mitigate any negative impact and or capitalize on these longer term potential opportunities, which is what we saw happen in the case you shared with us.
Absolutely. And, we've said several times, things are a bit broken right now. In other words, the chaos that's been created by the pandemic really has changed the rules, and people are re-examining and reimagining the future. So these leaders are leveraging the opportunity to create and reinforce practices that question the status quo, foster continuous improvement, accelerate decision-making, and support organizational learning. And they're implementing communication processes and feedback loops to ensure the sharing of insights, gathering diverse perspectives and points of view, and leveraging lessons learned across the field and different functions.
With that thought in mind, here's where we see the connection between breakthrough thinking and our next non-negotiable, which we'll be talking about next week, and that's collaboration that's bold and intentional. These are the leaders who are reaching across the organization, across functional areas, and tapping into their teams so that they can access that inherent creativity to think and work outside the box. They're the ones that are able to overcome insurmountable obstacles and stakeholder resistance to identify the win-win opportunities.
We know that stakeholder resistance can be exactly that, could make it more challenging. And though we know this breakthrough thinking and this real leader can really challenge each other's thinking, they're able, as a result, to bring the best ideas forward with truly innovative solutions. And they pull together a network of resources and expertise to address those organizational challenges, solve complex problems, but they can also apply a larger depth and breadth of information to make decisions in order to capitalize on these business opportunities.
Leaders who think differently and creatively, problem solve these pain points, are going to be the ones who are highly sought after. Not identify the most creative ideas, but will always be the ones who know how to generate the most creative solutions with others.
Loretta, you could not have summarized that best. So as we close out today's podcast, I'd like to summarize a few key points. 1, to catalyze breakthrough thinking, leaders must set bold aspirations, make tough choices, and mobilize resources at scale. These leaders need to bring new ideas to the table to help their company make it through unforeseen obstacles of the present moment and those still ahead. And these leaders critically keep an eye on emerging trends and challenges so they can capitalize on longer-term potential opportunities and innovative solutions. As they expand this mindset across the organization, by implementing communication processes and feedback loops to ensure sharing of insights, gathering diverse points of view, and leveraging lessons learned across functions in the field to bring those best ideas forward. So if your organization is looking to develop breakthrough thinking capabilities at the individual, organizational, and team level, please feel free to reach out, as we have a cutting-edge learning program that can drive development of this critical leadership skill and the others we've been talking about. I'm Dr. Wendy Heckelman, and I'd like to thank you for joining Loretta Cate and myself today. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll see you next week.